Hey everyone, how's it going? Thank you all for being here. For those who don't know, my name is Rick, and I run the Hit and Run Candlesticks trading room, and we are here as a Hit and Run Candlesticks webinar. Hello, Roasted. Hey, Stephen Wolf, Nick, how are you? Thomas, Julie, hey everybody, Sharon. I'm not going to go up the list, so welcome to everybody. Thank you so much again for being here. Hey, Rick. Hey, Milton. Will this class be recorded? And yes, I just clicked on the recorder and it is running. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, a couple things here. Let's get out of the way. I'm gonna try to copy all this, and I'm gonna paste it in here. For those of you that are interested in any of our social media, there's links right there. That's our Facebook group, on my YouTube channel. If you're not part of the YouTube channel, if you'd like to subscribe, X, and we have a new, it is new, Discord room. If you'd like to join that as well. I know some people don't like Facebook and X and that sort of thing, but maybe Discord might be something you might be interested in. Anyway, so there, if you're interested in that right there. So today's webinar, a couple of things I want to do, share with you a little bit about the Road to Wealth account, my trading, answer any questions. But I will say this, and please, we'll try to get it all done in 1 hour, okay? My wife told me I have 1 hour and then I have to be done because my days start early, and she just feels bad for me. So anyway, so let's jump in. First thing I want to remind everybody is we have earnings starting, and JP Morgan starts earnings tomorrow, like a few other banks as well. So we want to keep an eye on that. Now, let's run into this. I want to talk about the SPY real quick. There are tons and tons of charts out there, and we're going to get to looking at some charts, okay? Some that I have and maybe some that you have you want to take a look at. There are lots of charts. They all look really, really good. I'm in a couple now to the long side, still holding a short, I think. We can look at those as well. That's not a problem. Hey, Vernon. One of the things that I follow is what I call, I'm actually going to go to this chart, is the trend indicator, and that's the green dots right here. For some of you, this is such old news, and I apologize, but thank you for letting me get through it, okay? The green and red dots, let's see, there's a red dot right there, there's a red dot right there, and there's one at the close of today right there. They'll call the trend indicator, and I don't want anyone to get, excited over that. It's just a moving average. I use the 17 EMA. I know a lot of people that use the 20 simple, and I know a lot of people use the 21 EMA. We just figured out a clever way with TC2000 to put dots up there to show if price is below, it'll turn red, or if it's above, it'll turn green. Like here's price above, green dots. Well, we're below. Now, normally I would be really bent out of shape, the T line below the trend indicator. One has to wonder, why isn't it below that? I was asked that after the close today. I was talking with somebody, and that's because yesterday moved down so fast. So fast. Would somebody tell Frank just to click F5 on his computer? It'll probably help. Thank you. It moved down so fast that the moving average couldn't keep up with it. Remember, moving average, the white line, the 8 EMA, it's slower than price. So it's going to take a little bit to catch up. If price is down here tomorrow, I'll bet the T line is below that red dot, okay? So when that's the case, I get very nervous about trading to the long side. Another thing, how many times have we seen where you have a big move down in the market and you get this little rally to the upside? A whole bunch of times, okay? Whole bunch of times. So here's the deal. And again, after the close today, I was working with somebody, had a scheduled coaching class. And this is something that we talked about because they want to be all crazy long because there are a lot of long charts and I'm all for it. The question is, are we going to see that follow through? How do we know we are? What if we're not finished moving down? So I just want to throw some caution out there is all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be bearish. I'm really not. I'm just trying to be cautious because the number one rule to trading is to protect your money. And if we go out there just buy because you think the market's going to move up to the 680 mark, which by the way, I do think it will get to the 680 mark, but I also think we're going to see a little bit of pullback as well. So why risk what you've made? And see, that's where I have to be a little concerned. For those that don't know, I have something called the Road to Wealth account. The Road to Wealth account is an account that I started with. Let's see, let me bring it over here. Here's our website. And if you come over to our website and go to trading results, and if you go down right here to current trading results, we're posting everything on the website. Now, this is what we've done. Started, I think it was end of February, or end of January, the account was worth $4,539. And you can see it took a little tumble even lower. And then from there, we've just gone up and up and up. And I can tell you as of the close today, which I'm down a little bit from what I was, I'm at 13.7. So my plan with the Road to Wealth account, and yes, that's me, picture taken today, that's what I look like today, working. My Road to Wealth account, my plan is to do this right here. And I just rounded at 5,000, turn it into $10,000, and take $10,000, turn it into $20,000, and then 20 into $40,000. Now, I want to share something with you. This is not something new, not for me, and it's not new for a whole lot of people. There's a whole lot of traders out there that do this, and it just takes dedication and hard work. From there, take $40,000, turn it into $80,000, then $80,000 into $160,000. And 160, turn it into 320 and take 320. And honestly, my goal is not 620. My goal is 500. A nice round number, okay? Nobody's going to be upset if that happens. Now, if you don't think this is going to work, well, just hang around and follow. You can follow us. Go to that website, check it out. Keep track of what's going on. By all means, I would encourage everybody, I would please ask you to do that because it keeps me on my toes, okay? Now, you're probably thinking, all right, yeah, we can do that in 24 years. No, I'm not going to do that in 24 years. I did hit the triple already in 9 months, less than 9 months, a little less than 9 months. I've already tripled it. Now, I have backed off a little bit, okay? I did come down a little bit. But right now, I'm looking at quadrupling it before the end of the year. That's my goal. So you can see how you can speed this process up. I'll easily, well, I say easily, I guess my goal really would be to hit 20,000 before the end of the year. Now, each one of these represents 1 year, okay? So, again, I urge you to follow along. Now, for all the extremely pessimistic people out there and untrusting folks, and believe me, there are those folks, but on the other hand, you do keep us honest, okay? You're thinking, well, anybody can print this crap and put it out on your website, can't you? You can, absolutely. Anybody that was thinking that, by the way, feel free to raise your hand. It's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. I'm pretty thick-skinned. Well, that's all right. We've solved that problem because if you scroll down a little bit, what you're going to see is my bank statement, and you're more than welcome to click on the bank statements. Now, August statement, whoops, that's not true. We have a new one, don't we? September. Oh, let me go back. Sorry. Click the wrong button. There we go. There we go. September is the most recent statement that we received. And you can see right there, my account, I've blocked my name out. We'll put that up. And at the statement, I remember it started the 1st of February, we started with 49, 40, 45 something or whatever it was. And at September, I'm sorry, at the beginning of, I guess this is the September statement, yeah. At the end of September statement, it was at 10.7, and currently the count is at 13.7 or something like that. Okay, so now you can go and check that. Something else I want to talk about that's extremely important, and once you get to this page, just scroll down a little bit, and you see where right here, Rick's Road to Wealth Calculator. Please click on this calculator. This is so important, and it'll take you to the calculator. And this is where I live and die for my trades. This is where I figure out, well, how much can I spend? I'm just going to plug in 14,000 here. Okay, round it up. I don't get too excited with there we go, 14,000. So this tells me how much money I need to average per day. I'm not promoting day trading, but it is nice to know what that number is in case I do need to take profits off the table. It doesn't matter whether it's on that day that I took the trade or 3 days later. If that's the profit, that's the profit. Per week, $333 or about $13.33 a month. And if you do that for 210 days, you'll see right here, 210 days. This calculator was built for me. Thank you to Ed. And what I trade based on $210 a day, and that's taking into account natural market holidays, any other holidays that I might want to take, 6 days, vacation days, things like that. It works out to 210 days. So this calculates how much money I need per day, per week, per month to double my money in basically a year. Now, if you can double your money in 6 months, you're way ahead of the game, all right? Now, another thing I have down here, and I want to caution everybody on this one. Please be careful, okay? This is where I calculate how much money I want to put into a position. Now, this one is tricky, okay? Because you can plug in any number you want. And if you're a good trader, well, you can plug in a higher number. If you're not a good trader, and it's only you that can answer this question, I can't answer it for you. I maybe can help you get to the answer. That I can do. But if you are not a successful trader, plug in 3% maybe. That's all you got to do, 3%. And that's how much money you can spend per position. Now, the first thing that jumps out at me is, hell, I'm not going to make any money if that's all I put in. Well, remember, you've got to learn how to trade before you make money trading, okay? If you want to gamble, run off to Vegas or Reno. They're fun places. You get free booze. Hey, man, why not? Go gamble. But trading, while trading is a form of gambling, and I'm somebody that says it's a razor's edge between gambling and trading, you can make a decision not to trade today. You can make a decision on what indicators or how you look at the market. You can do that. But when you go to Vegas or something, it's just a matter of throw the chips on the table. And they encourage you to do that. They want you to do that, okay? So, bottom line, if you're not making money as a whole, then you need to keep how much money you put into a position very small. And remember, your job is not to make money at that point. Your job is to learn how to trade. That's what your job is. On the other hand, if you are making money, and for instance, I'm cooking around $1,800 per position right now. and that's on a 3,000, what was it? What is it? 13 little, just under $14,000 account. So I'm cooking around $1,800. Now, mostly I buy options, so it's very hard to be exactly $1,820. So sometimes I'm at $2,000, sometimes I'm at $1,500. It just depends where it is. But again, be very, very careful with this one right here, okay? For those that need a little help, we do offer a 14-day fast start program. And the main thing here, you'll get some freebie stuff, but the main thing here is you get 2 coaching calls, okay? So if you're interested, by all means, jump on it. I'll give you a call tomorrow, first coaching call. Now, let's see, Wayne, you had a question. Is this your first year or just the results for the year? Oh, thanks, Ed. Yeah, no, I started this in January. I started this in January. Started TastyTrade in January. Okay, so let's close out of this. Let's get rid of this. And again, just go to the website, okay? Go to that website and look for the trading results. Please check that out because I want you to keep me honest. That's important, all right? Very, very important. It also keeps me motivated. It keeps me very, very motivated. So with that said, I want to talk about today a little bit. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of charts out there that look very good, and we're going to look at a few. But why didn't I buy a bunch of them? I mean, let's take a look at Sophie here. Let me go to this chart right here. This chart. Nope, this chart. Nope, this chart. I'll figure it out in a minute. There we go. Why didn't I buy Sophie today? Because I think Sophie, there's my targets for Sophie. We've got a rising 50-period moving average. We've got a bounce over the 50-period moving average. And I'm getting my arrow out here. There we go. We've got a bounce at the 50. We've got a high. We've got a higher low. Can you see how these targets could get tagged up here? Well, I think they could. But the question is this the right time to be buying? You got to remember the market, okay? Are we headed up right now? I didn't see it today. I didn't see that today, okay? I could be completely wrong, and that's okay because I lived with the number one rule today. Number one rule, and that's to protect your capital. Could I possibly miss some trades? Absolutely. But believe me, there'll be plenty trades to be found tomorrow. If the market takes off and runs higher, if I'm totally wrong about a little bit of more of just bouncing around, going nowhere really, maybe a sideways market, there'll be plenty charts to trade. I'm not overly concerned. I mean, take Sophie as an example. Does Sophie have to be bought? Did it have to be bought today to make money? If the targets are up here? No. Can I buy Sophie on this breakout right here? Say at this line at 29.60? Of course I can. And that's going to give me 8% first target. That'll give me 15% second target. So you see, I don't have to buy it down here. Could I buy it down here? Sure. All right. Let's take a look at QS. It's just the next one up. Whoops. Mousy is acting up. There we go. Take a look at QS. QS had a fabulous day today. Did I need to buy that today? No. Because if I wait for the breakout, I could still buy it up here, make 13%. I could make 27% up here to the next target. You'll find that when I trade, I'm not after big numbers. If I ever say I made 100% trade, I want you to call bullshit. And I want you to make sure that you say, Rick, can I see your account? Okay. And so I can prove it. Whoa, I did it. I maybe only do that a handful of times a year because it's not what I'm after. What I'm after are things like this right here. Okay. say, let's make this green. So say in this chart's particular case, maybe you buy somewhere in here and you're swinging to the upside for what, 10, 15, 20, 30% maybe, 40%, 50%. With options, that's not too tough. That's what I'm looking to do, okay? Here's one trade that I did, that I am in. Take LAC, all right? LAC. Let me bring this down a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to move it up here. And there's my second target. So my first target, I guess your first target is always to break out over the recent high. All right, so that would be target 2, target number 3 maybe. So I'm in this, and whoops, don't move that really. I don't want to do that. So up here, there's 22%. To the next target, there's 43%. Well, there I am on a swing trade, and that's how I run the Road to Wealth account, all right? Now, there's no doubt that in here you may have some pullbacks or, bad candles or a couple days of consolidation. You just have to manage the chart, okay? That's all you got to do. Now, you have to know how to do that, and that, that in itself can be tricky for a lot of traders, okay? Hello, Dave. I say all the time, so those know, I'll say again, you make nothing from buying and selling a stock. You make money from the proper management of the stock you buy and sell. I think you're absolutely right, Dave. Yeah. I mean, you've got to buy, stocks that are prepped, ready to move. I think you'd have to do that. But then you're right. It's how you manage that trade. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to run over here real quick. And this is my T2123 indicator. And I got to tell you, it's been wacko lately. It really has. It hasn't exactly been a shining star lately, and that happens sometimes. But you can see here, and this may be hard for you to see down here, but it's not a. I mean, if you really been here, actually, I'm going to put it up here for a second. All right, 2123, and for those that have TC 2000, you have this. But if you look at it, here we are on the hourly chart. That's where I mostly watch it. And you see how it just went sideways right here. It just broke down, boom. And from there, we did get a little green, but we didn't really get back into that trend. So maybe now that, maybe we talk about it, we look at it, we could make an argument that this was saying that the market was getting a little bit overbought anyway. Now, let's just take a big time out for a second. The only reason this market dropped is because there was a tweet that went out. That's it. That's flat. No one can deny that. You can't get around that. That is a fact, okay? Tweet went out, market went down. Boom. That was the news. Now, there's no way this indicator could have known anything like that. No way at all. But you can see how it was moving to the downside. We did talk about the market being a little bit overbought and probably needs some sort of a rest. So maybe that's what this was picking up. And then, the whole tweet thing happened. All right. So bottom line, for me to be gung-ho bullish, this is going to have to turn around and get green again like this over here. All right. We're going to have to turn around, and we're going to have to put price on top of those red dots, and those dots will turn green, and the white line will be up there as well, okay? And we watch it down here in the right corner. Now let's talk about the VIX for a second. VIX, we'll do it this way. There we go. We'll just leave that right there. We had this big pop in the VIX here. Hey, good night, Sonny. Thank you so much for your post. For those that don't know, Sonny has posted tons of stuff over on Discord, and he's got some stuff over on our Facebook page. So thank you very much, Sonny. And you really need to go look at it because that man puts a lot of work in it. It's incredible. Yeah, you're right, Julie. I mean, the work, you're just going to have to see it, folks. You really do. For those in the room tomorrow, I'll show you what he posts over there, okay? Anyway, we've got this big pop in the VIX here on the daily chart, and that's extremely worrisome. Now, I look at the VIX here, and I see a bullish chart setting up. We've got this big pop and this pullback. To me, this is a bullish chart. And we're just waiting for the bulls to come back in, the buyers in the VIX to come back in and bring it back up. One of the things that I look for that is so important with my trading is the relationship, and we'll make this yellow, the relationship of, and we'll make this smaller, relationship of price, the 8 EMA, and the trend indicator. And you see, those are stacked up. That's bullish. Now, that's very short term, but looky. That blue line is the 50-period moving average. Now we have a longer term moving average in there. I'm not trying to be bearish. I'm really not. In fact, I think the market goes higher. The question is when. That is the question. There were so many dip buyers today that it amazes me. I hope there was some profits taking. I really do. And because if we don't see follow through tomorrow, we could have a real problem on our hands. Well, I'm not going to have a problem. And I don't think a lot of folks in our room is going to have a lot of problems either. Because, you know, we're making things happen. We're doing it right. Now, so anyway, I'm seeing the VIX here act a little bullish, and that should cause a little concern out there. All right, let's go back here, and let's go back to the SPY. Okay, where are we? Let's take a look at another chart here. And by the way, if anyone has any charts you want to take a look at, please let me know, and let's do this, okay? Hey, William, I used to be in avionics engineering for helicopter. Imagine a helicopter with a perfect engine and hydraulics and airframe that could be on the ground due to not flying VHF radio, okay? Although I had UHF radio working, it sometimes, if something important was not working, it was a no-no. I hear you. I absolutely hear you, William. Yeah. Let's take a look at Irene. Irene is a stock that everybody and their brother is in love with. There's no question about it. So right now, I'm going to have to say, based on the trend, it is still bullish. Price is above the T-line. T-line is above the trend indicator. The trend indicator is green. However, we have a big bearish engulf. So what we need is proof. And I would want to see a breakout based on this chart. Now, I want to stop right here because this reminds me of something I need to talk about that is extremely important, okay? Extremely important. And this is part of my trade plan. My trade plan is not only my trade plan, it's my market plan. It's the way I think. And it's only a couple steps. It's not really big, okay? And please, if you want to use it, by all means use it. If you want to ask questions about it, by all means ask questions about it. But before we look at a stock, we need to look at something else. And I'm going to change this chart to the SPY because I mostly watch the SPY. Okay? Now, this is, we'll keep that there. I'll make that yellow. When I'm looking to trade, I want to make that yellow. There we go. I like yellow better. I'm going to look here. I'm going to look here. And I'm going to look here. Okay. And now let's connect these. We're going to connect this circle with this circle, that circle with this circle, and this circle with this circle. Okay. Now, do I think it's wise to be trading with the market, the S&P, SPY, looking like this? No, I do not. All right? I do not. I think that is bad. Okay? Bad. The VIX, we're actually, that yellow line is a 34 EMA, okay? And we're actually above that, and it's still trending up. I think this is bad. Bad. Bad dog. Our T2123 is bearish, not bullish. So this is bad. Bad. All right? So let's go back to your Irene. Do I want to trade Irene? Bad. No. All right? So when I'm looking at a trade, and this is why I was very reluctant to do too much. Just a sec, I need to move something real quick here. Oh, no. Nope. Thought I messed something up. Oh, come on, mouse. Bear with me 1 second. Ay. All I'm doing is messing things up. Okay. So anyway, I just don't feel comfortable trading right now. And I'm sharing the way I trade because I don't know of any other way. William or Devendra, I don't know. And you know, a lot of times I get, and you asking and William asking, everybody asking, you already may be in it and you're already up $15. I'm not sure what you want. So, you know, please try to be, you know, get out there and share. Okay. So anyway, no, I would not be buying that chart based on the overall market. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look at MP. I happen to love MP. So I'm not sure what you're asking me, William. Do I think MP goes higher? I do. Okay. Do I think it's time to buy it? No, I don't. But if you want a pat on the back because you're already in it, I'm giving you one. Way to go. All right. 2 thumbs up. USAR. Ooh, what did I do? USAR. There we go. Once again, do I think this goes higher because of because of what it is? Yes, I do. Is this the time to buy it? Absolutely not. Unless you want to hold it forever or, you know, a couple of birthdays maybe, something like that. But, you know, I can't imagine anybody buying this chart up here. Where do you want to buy it? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Look at that right there. What a great place to have bought that. Even that candle right there. That's what we want to wait on. This would have even been a good place to buy it. Now, hindsight is a wonderful thing. The thing of it is we can look at every chart you want to, and it's going to be the same thing that we look at over and over and over. It's going to be consolidation rest to the T-line or to the trend indicator. It's going to be consolidation rest to the T-line or the trend indicator, just like that. All right, so it's not like this is some new thing, okay? Devendra, are we in a bubble? I don't know, nor do I care, okay? Nor do I care. Look, I don't know. Does it matter if we're in a bubble? Does it matter? It may matter to some traders, but not the way I double my account, triple my account, quadruple my account. It doesn't matter. And the reason is I'm going to follow the chart, period. I'm going to follow price, that black line, those dots, period. And then on top of that, I'm going to look for chart patterns. Let me see if I can find one here. Let's take a look at fuel cell. I'm going to follow price patterns. So what we're going to look at is this. You see how we've rallied up and we've pulled back? That's a rest, that's a pullback, PBO, whatever you want to call that. It's a higher low. Now I'm going to look for that entry that I like, which you're right there. I have an alert set right there for an entry. And then we'll manage the trade. Manage the trade to target or targets. Yes, AI. I came very close to buying AI today. I really did. Look at that. Just absolutely beautiful. But the reason I didn't, I'm just not comfortable risking money in the market. My goal, there's my goal, okay? That's my goal. Now, you don't do this by taking risks with money you've already made. You have to take risk to make money. But I want to take my risk based on everything lining up. Okay, so I have to exert patience. And remember, we just went through that exercise. Is the SPY bullish? In the big picture, yes, it is. For my trading, no, it is not. Is T2123 bullish or bearish? It's bearish. Is the VIX up or down? It's up. So those three factors right there says, take it easy, buddy. And that's exactly what I did today. There are several charts that I came so close to buying. Let's take a look at SMR. I had this written on my paper today to buy it. And by the way, I have no problem buying it this high. None whatsoever. I think it was Dave Thomas earlier that said it's not your buy, it's how you manage the trade. I think that's what he said earlier tonight. And he's absolutely right. I'll buy this here, and if it wants to pull back a little bit, I'm okay with that. You know, if it wants to pull back, I'm looking for it to go to these targets because the chart pattern is right, the price action is right, but I think I need a better market. I need a better pusher to push the stocks. Okay, the pusher is not there today. Okay, that was one that I almost bought. Look at BMNR. Almost bought that one. When you see these orange lines, that means I have alerts set on them and I'm ready to buy it. But I need to have the market in order, okay? I hope right there, if there is any takeaway tonight, I hope that is a good takeaway for somebody. Make sure that the market has your back. And I just showed you a great way to do it, okay? Great way to do it. Plug. Plug is another one that a lot of people are trading. Look at that. Doesn't that look like a beautiful buy right here? It is. Target-wise, let's see. This is the weekly chart. It's a rounded bottom breakout. So we're at the first target right now. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? We're at the first target now. And I'm going to draw another line at the 200 because that's a known target right there. Yeah. So I can be patient because once we get through this area here, that's the next move, and that's 121%. Do I need to trade plug down here? No. Do you need to trade plug down here? No, you don't. You can wait till the market is in its best position for you. And that's what I want to do. That's how you triple your account in 9 months. That's how you grow your account. That's how in 4 years, 5 years, you take a $5,000 account, turn it into $500,000 account. So anyway, follow along. You seriously go check out the website there. and follow along with the statements. Statements come out about the 10th of every month. So what else do we have? Give me a couple of minutes, and I hope you guys have more charts. Something I want to share with you. This is, we'll look at IONQ and then something I want to share with you, Carol. IONQ. Yeah, there we go. That's a gorgeous chart. Absolutely gorgeous. The question is this the right time for you to buy? And this is so important. Each person has to answer that question. You know, we've got some traders in the trading room that and they're rocking on Discord right now. I can see them popping up. There's some traders in the trading room that I 100% admire. And when they post something, they're buying something, it takes everything for me not to just follow them into it, all right? And today was a hard day for me, but you've got to do what's right for you. You have to do what's right for you. And you just can't buy willy-nilly because Tom, Dick, and Harry did. You can't do that because Tom, Dick, and Harry has a completely different trade plan than you do. And it's so important to have that trade plan, all right? And the trade plan is not all about where do I buy it, where's the stop, and where's the target. That right there is way down on the list, okay? Way down on that list. All right, hey, let's take a look at these. Anyway, Carol, I think that's a beautiful chart. Timing is important, okay? Take a look at EOSE. Whoops, EOSE. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful chart. I think this goes higher. In fact, this is one of these charts that I want to stop for a second. When somebody says, I've missed this trade, no, you haven't. This is the trade you want on your watch list, okay? This trade right here. I'm going to go look at the weekly, make sure I'm going to go look at the monthly. And I'm just going over to see what's over here on the left-hand side. That's all I'm doing. And I see that right there. Let's go look at that. Let's put one right here too. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put a line right there as well. There we go. Okay, there's targets. Now, so the thing to do is let's put this on our watch list. And for this one, I'm going to put the buy box in here. And the buy box is when you have a candle that, say, breaks out or does something that's impressive, you know, something you want to keep an eye on. I could even make an argument for a buy box right here. Let me show you. Getting a different tool so it doesn't stay there. I could make an argument for a buy box right there. Because see how we popped up and then pulled back right to those lows? That's the buy box. So the buy could be in the middle or the buy could be the breakout right there. So now with that little piece of information, let's come back over here and we'll do that. We'll do that. So where can we buy this? We can buy this inside this box, anywhere in here over the next umpteen days. Doesn't matter. There's no amount of days that matter. Just inside that box. Or we can buy the breakout. Okay? These are our targets. You see how we've set this chart up? This chart is this move today it's the candle that said, hey, don't forget about me. So let's just assume that we buy it somewhere in the neighborhood of $16.29. Up to that first target is almost 21%. Who in here would like 21%? The next target is up here at 33%. You see how you can make money by being patient and understanding what a chart is doing? That right there is telling us this is going higher. Now we need to wait for the setup before we can do it. I hope that makes sense. ACHR. Check it out. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to do a different way to do a target on this one. I'm going to come over here and take this low and come up to these highs right there. And then we're going to take this tail and we're going to drive it up to that low about right there. And now I'm going to set targets on there. First target is going to be that little area. Second target will be that little area. And we're going to stop at 3 targets. And there's 3 targets there. So with a buy, say today in this consolidation or maybe a little higher, first target's only going to get you about 3.7%. That's going to get you 8, and this will get you around 13% right up here. Okay, so beautiful chart. I'm going to flag that. Thank you very much. You know, I forgot to flag that just a second here. Did I do IONQ? Yeah. EOSE. I'm going to flag that one. Thank you very much. PDYN. So PDYN here. Nice chart. Yeah, nice chart. I'm going to draw a line right there. And with all the charts that's out there, I would probably put this one on my list, but it would be pretty far on my list down because there are so many other charts that I think are just locked and loaded, okay? That's just my opinion. But PDYN, we're doing all the right stuff here, but I think it needs to be above that 1080. Just my personal preference. Just my personal preference. To get above that 1080, and then we can challenge these highs. Let's draw a line down like this right here. And you can see we have that downtrend line right in there, okay? So if we do move above that, then I think there's a monster amount of upside, a monster amount. So once we get over all this junk right in here, then I think we have something. So I think that's a chart to keep on our watch list for sure. Down the road, perhaps. ACHR Fig Newton. Yeah, that's a Fig Newton. For those that don't know what that is, that's when you have a bullish day, a not so bullish, and a bullish day. You're welcome, TB. Nice chart. I just don't think the timing is right now. Aspen. Go take a peek. ASPN. There we go. Look at Aspen here. That's nice. I've already done the work on this one. Let me move this over here. Let's move this one over here. And let's do another one. Duplicate that. And then we're going to go up to that line. So this is a good example of how I'm going to trade. Look, I don't care if Aspen gets to 12 bucks. I don't care if it gets to 13. I don't care if it gets to $10,000. I really could care less. What I'm after is what I do, okay? And what I do is this simple thing is once you enter, then I'm going to look for targets to the upside. I'm going to take my profits just like that. I'm very comfortable with taking a few $100s, $50. It doesn't matter. I'm there to set goals. I'm there to grow my account one goal at a time. Okay, one goal at a time. Remember when we looked at that the calculator? If I only made $63 a day, only 63, that's net. 63, that's all. You double your account. Let that sink in just a little tiny bit, okay? Just let that sink in. That's insane when I think about it. Absolutely insane. But anyway, that's what I'm looking for, those swings. And, you know, you may not get nice long swings. You might not. All right, let's see here. Archer, did we do that? Aspen, Archer. William, how long you continue to drive after the check engine warning light comes on? Well, I'm an ex-mechanic. So some people actually for a long time. Some too long. Let's see, Julie, yeah, AI. That's on my list big time. That's a beautiful rounded bottom breakout. I may be horribly sorry I didn't buy that today. I had every chance in the world. It triggered my alert. I looked at it a couple times. I even had it loaded up. I just didn't push the button because I kept thinking, this market is just not where I want it to be. So I may be totally sorry, but that's okay. My targets for this, my ultimate target, I have two ultimate targets on this one, would be right here about 2250 and then up here at the 200 period moving average. So even if AI gaps up tomorrow and gets up here, I'll bet you that we see a little bit of consolidation or a pullback in this area right here. And it might be just for a day, by the way, but it might offer that entry, the typical entry that I'm looking for, and it might be on an intraday chart, like a 60-minute chart. And I'll talk about that with LAC in just a second. So I'll bet you get that. And then what if I only could trade it from here up? Well, there's 6% and there is 14%. 14% would put a couple $100 in my pocket. I only need 63. I think it was 63 or 64. So how many goals is that? Think about how to eat an elephant. One bite at a time. So many traders want to get out there and eat that damn elephant all at one time. Try eating it one bite at a time. Makes it so much more comfortable. Anyway, I love this chart. And I may be totally sorry that I didn't buy it. On the other hand, let's do this. Let's put the buy box around it. So I'm just going to go something like that right there. And I'm going to go just a tiny bit above. All right. So now, what if tomorrow it actually is an inside day? What if it is? If you love that chart today, you are head over heels. You're more in love with it tomorrow because you're getting it at a cheaper price. So what if it does that? Now I get to get into it. What if the market actually starts crossing the threshold that makes me happy tomorrow and we get this pullback? Man, I'm going to be whistling. That'll be sweet, won't it? So we'll see what happens. But either way, I'll get a chance to buy into it. Let's see, DDD. Look at that one. That's beautiful. This area right here that you see, I'm running out of time. See this area right here, this where we're kind of, it's a little darker than those other lines. That's that 50% retracement or 50% snapback or whatever you want to call it there. We're hanging around that area. Once we can stabilize, which I think we're starting to do that, the next level comes into play. And I'm actually going to duplicate this and move it up. So here's a trade. Looking at a trade here. Maybe it's a buy tomorrow. Maybe it's a buy on a breakout. But the next target up is going to be about 17% away. So at 17%, that's pretty good money. That's how you grow your account. You get that double in there, okay? That's how you do that. Anyway, what else do we have going on? I have a little PowerPoint here, and if you bear with me, I'd really like to. This is some things I'm working on. Where is it? There it is. This is some things that I'm working on for the members. It's problems and solutions, okay? And this is just a little, kind of a little peek of it, of what we're doing. And anyway, you'll see here. But everyone has problems with trading, but the truth of it is, your problems boil down to only just a few. It really is, and this is just a few. There's more coming on this, and this is just basically, if I can figure out which button to push. There we go. So here's a problem. And here's maybe the words of a trader, okay? I keep letting my losses get too big, all right? Let's improve this statement a little bit. Let's improve it, because that just saying I keep letting my losses get too big is it's too little. And we need to think broader a little bit. All right, so let's improve this statement. My emotional need to be right in a trade is overwhelming my logical need to survive. I had one of the greatest compliments paid to me the other day. We had one of our members text me or chatted with me privately. He said, "Hey Rick, would you mind calling me when you get a break?" Sure. So I did. And we chatted about it a little bit, and then they gave me what I thought was one of the greatest compliments I've had. And he said that he admired the way I stay calm under pressure. Doesn't matter whether you're making money pressure or you're losing money pressure, the market is tanking pressure, doesn't matter. And I took that as just a huge compliment. And that's one of the things that's important, is to get rid of your emotions, stay calm. And while it is a joke in our trading room, I like to be right. All right, it is a joke in the room. We do joke about that. The truth of it is, it's not about being right all the time. It's about being right some of the times, but more than anything, you have to have a logical trade, okay? We focus, this whole process here might focus on position and sizing, entering a trade that maybe you're risking too much. Some traders, what I've run across is they will, and I fall into this, I have fallen in this category, and this is where the calculator has really helped me, is how much money you put into a position. Because if you put too much money into a position and that position goes wrong on you, then it could be catastrophic. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. But if you keep your positions a little smaller, if it goes the wrong direction, it's not so bad. You may not make as much money, but is that the goal, to make all your money in one trade, or is it to make your money in all your trades? So think about it like that. Anyway, the psychological factor of a loss of aversion must be overcome by strictly following an objective. And the objective is your predefined exit strategy, before you even place the trade. I think there's something I can say in the trading room, is that I, here in front of everybody, because I've done it in the trading room, is simply don't be greedy. Again, for me to double my money in 210 days right now, all I've got to do is make about $64 a day on average. That's it. That's insane. That's insane how little that is, okay? Anyway, that's something that we're going to, things like this we're working on in the room. And like I say, things to come in the trading room. Here's another one. I'm always chasing trades and letting my emotions control my decisions. Okay, that statement right there is too little. Let's open it up a little bit, all right? Let's think about what's really going on. Let's improve the statement. I constantly fail to wait for my high probability setup. Well, there we go again. We've got to have a trade plan. So many people don't have a trade plan, and so many people do. Okay, I'm not rattling on those that do. You guys know who do. And while you may not have it written down on paper, you've done it so much it becomes second nature. And that's what you want. You want it to become second nature. But it takes writing it on paper. And by the way, I'm the first one to say, if you can't put your trade plan on a 3x5 index card, your trade plan is way too long. It can be, I just showed you mine. Where's the market? Where's T21, 23? Where's the VIX at? If that's green, now I can look at trades. I've showed you trades that I like. Pretty simple. Okay. Anyway, we can work. The solution is I can work privately with somebody. Sometimes that's maybe a private thing to do, maybe, or we can certainly work on that in the room. Just trying to put something on paper to get started. Once it's on paper, then you can do it over and over and over, and it won't take long at all, and it will be second nature. Here's the last one. Is it? No. Did I? Oh, yeah, maybe I went through them all three. Anyway, that's stuff that I'm working on, and I hope it's received well. I think it will be. Anyway, I think that would be really good. Okay. All right. I want to share something else with you too. Okay. So when I use TC 2000 for those that don't know, and that's okay. You can use whatever program you want. I just like this one. All right. So when I'm looking for trades, to be honest, this used to be very, very wide. I've narrowed it up. To be honest with you, I could narrow it up to about this right here. All right. And that's all I look for. One thing I am going to do, I'm going to open it up for this reason, and I'll show you why. Right there. Because down here on the bottom, I have a watch list of what I call favorites. I have the CBOE 400. I have the all U.S. stocks. I have a room list, which is stocks that we talk about during the day that I flag, I like, and I dump it into here every day or so. I have the high cap 1000 if I need it. If nothing else is showing up, that just has 1,000 stocks on it. I have gold, I have oil, Bitcoin, nuclear, inverse, rare earth, and shorting stocks. And then I just look at some things over here. So let's just take this 3-8 trap and let's just look at some of these. Look at sand, that's setting up in a 3-8 trap. Take a look at NGD, AU. So, I have built a trade plan around a very simple strategy, and it's the same kind of trades. Take a look at Intel here. It's the same kind of trades, up and back, up and back. Core Weave, I love that one. There's Sophie. Somebody mentioned that earlier today or tonight maybe. There's SOUN. That's set up. So that's all I have to do is look at those. I can come over here and we'll look at nuke stocks. And I don't know if new stocks are going to, so many of them are up right now. Well, that's not going to work out. All right, let's just look at them. So here I will make these so the close is greater than the open. That's sort of a thing of mine. Look at CEG, VST setting up, XLU. It's the same thing over and over and over, okay? Over and over. And that's all you need. That's all I do. Well, that's all I do. I'll show you a trade I'm thinking about taking. I'm thinking about buying some bull down here, okay? So, but by and large, what I showed you was the type of trade I take. And I'm not saying that's the right trade for everybody. What I am saying is focus on what works. There are other setups that work as well. You need to focus on those. If you don't know what they are, we can find them. You work together to get them. Okay. Thanks, Ed. I just scrolled down. Ed put out the 14-day VIP trial. If anyone is interested, please do. You'll get your first call tomorrow. We'll be coaching, so we'll get right with it. Absolutely get right with it. Nice profit on DDD. Yeah, I mean, DDD is looking great. Great upside to it. Absolutely. Hey, B1, thank you very much for drawing that line. I'll finish up what's here, and then, yeah, I'm going to check out of here tonight. Thanks, Cassie. I saw what you posted over there. Let's see. Thank you, John. Let's see, Milton, do you think you can share what you're holding every day before please, yes, remind me. I've been doing that. Sometimes I forget, but I can absolutely do that. Yes. Here, I'll post right now what I'm holding. Let me go clip it off, and I'll do that. I think I will. There it is. I think I will. Give me a second here. Where's it at? There it is. Capture that. Copy this. Copy. And I'll paste it right here, and you can see. And you can see not very much. I mean, did that come across? There we go. That's what I'm holding right there. So let's take a look at those real quick. I did buy NEO today. I was going to talk about, man, I guess I'm going to be a little longer. I did buy NEO today. It was up a little higher. No, I guess it wasn't, because I'm up 5.6% right now. So, there it is. We're up and we're pulling back. And see, I didn't have to buy it yesterday. I could buy it right here, and now I'm looking for it to move up. I did want to talk about LAC, because when I bought LAC, it immediately went down, and I was underwater, and I ended up adding to LAC today because it's set up in that 60-minute 3/8 trap, that pullback setup. So I added to it, and now it's moving up, and to me, it's looking pretty darn good here. It's about managing the chart when you're in there, okay? And then SYF, I'm short. That's not it, I hope. I'm short this, which I may have to get rid of this tomorrow if it's moving up. I'm short CCL, and that still looks good to the short side. And I am short TSLL, and I might have to give that up tomorrow and turn it around long. I don't know. We'll see about tomorrow, okay? Let's see. Thank you, Sharon. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? Please buy a lot of bull. I guess you're still in bull. Thank you so much, Julie. You're too kind. You're way, way too kind. Thank you. Yes, it is being recorded, yes. Most of the time, not able to be in the room. That's why I'm asking, so I can see it through the app. Oh, absolutely, Milton. But you realize that the positions I'm in should have nothing to do with what you buy and sell, right? You say you can't be in the room, and you're like a lot of people. A lot of people can't be in the room, and a lot of people don't want to be in the room. That's okay. But somewhere in everybody's life, you're going to have to take the time and learn how to trade, okay? That's how you create great wealth in trading. You've got to take that time. You've got to take some time off, and it doesn't have to be a week. It doesn't have to be that long. A couple of days. You'd be surprised what you could learn in a couple of days by asking lots of questions and no trading whatsoever, and learning. You'd be amazed. And Anyway, everybody has to do that. Okay. All right. Again, for those that would like, take that trial, $49, 14 days, 2 coaching calls. We'll see you guys later. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I absolutely appreciate it. Members, will see you in the room tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be a rocking day. We'll see. And I may have to lick some wounds on some stocks I didn't buy. Or I'm going to have some pretty good buys tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you all in the morning. Take care.